There we go. Take a deep breath in, everyone. And we are just so happy that you are here, because this is a moment of rebooting, of shifting our energy to awaken, activate, and remind us of who we are, how powerful we are, what our mission is, and to collectively create a vortex, a shift to raise the energy, to shift into a more miracle consciousness. So, Mother, Father, God, we ask just now that we be filled, surrounded, and protected with light. We give gratitude for the light beings, the energy beings, the spirit beings, the angels, the departed loved ones, our spirit guides, our plant guides, all of those on the other side who are working with us to help raise our frequency and energy, to help lift our spirits and fluff our wings so that we can remember who we are and what special gifts we have this lifetime as we start to activate them, anchor them in, and focus so that we can share our gifts with ourselves and with the world and be that who we came here to do. And so on Stepping on the Miracle Path, we invite all of you to just take a journey with us today and let go of anything that no longer serves. So welcome. So I thought I'd start for a minute and share with you a little bit. We're going to go around in here, and then all of you online, we'll just do it very quickly. Maybe 2 minutes on your name and what kind of miracle you want, what hit you about coming here today. Okay, we're going to start with Cindy.
Okay. Hello, my name is Cindy Hamilton. I live in Forest Falls. This is my Healing Heart Sanctuary. I started Healing Heart Sanctuary to help people who have lost loved ones, and that was my purpose. That's why it's called Healing Hearts. And my miracle would be to have people come up here so that the minute their feet touch the land, the healing begins. And just to be healed by the divine. That's the miracle I want.
Sweet. And actually, I was healed the second I got here. Okay. Okay, you all see Canella.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hi, whoever you are. Just to drive up here, Donna and I were going, oh, this reminds me of this place and this place. And the magnificence of being in nature again was just the journey up here begins the healing process. And I'm with Joan on the Miracle Makers, so I'm on this process of who I am and what I'm up to. And I know I'm a connection with healing arts, minds through the water, as well as land, and just being with each other. Just being with me is healing. So that's just presencing myself more at this moment in my life.
I love that she's claiming that. That's a big deal to say just being with me is healing for you, just so you know. So those are the things that are sort of an awakening. I have crumbs in there. Okay, there you go. Thank you, Canella. Can they see you?
Hi, I'm Dawn, and I rode up this beautiful drive today with Canella, driver extraordinaire. I moved to the desert, and I was sharing on my drive up that unexpectedly several months ago, and although it's unexpectedly, it's really not. For at least 10 years now, I have made trips to the desert, and my spirit guide is a Native American desert woman. And she has brought me to the desert, and my miracle would be to make the desert my home, professionally and personally, and grow here with my profession in the desert. That's it.
Well, that's an honor to be working with that. So Dawn is new here in the desert, but we're keeping her here because she's.
What's your profession?
I do finance operations in the cannabis business.
Oh, nice.
So,
she wasn't always in the cannabis business.
No, I wasn't.
Finance. She was financing everything corporate.
I'm a CPA, and I've always done finance work, but now I find myself in the desert in the cannabis industry, which I'm really excited to be part of.
That's wonderful.
And extraordinaire with marketing as well.
And so there you have it. So that's our team in the house here in Healing Heart Sanctuary. So I'm gonna, if you can unmute yourself, who wants to go first? One of you. Thank you. Let's see. Who,
Yes,
okay,
I'll go first.
Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Welcome, Nia. We can hear you.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, love. Tell us about introduce yourself. What's your name?
Yes. So I live in San Diego, California, and I'm originally from New York, but I live here, and I thought I'd start off the week on a different note and join a webinar, not really, this is not a webinar, but a gathering online. I've done this rarely, and for this type of reason, for a spiritual reason.
Got it.
It's very rare. So, but on my own, yeah, I do a lot of meditation, and I look forward to a path to financial miracle and better relationships in the
I like
future.
that. I love that.
Thanks.
I love that. I'm from New York also, Nia.
Yes, yes, Joan.
And I'm just so honored that you chose us. Yeah, I think I'm in the wrong seat.
I think this would be a great spot for you to sit.
Okay, good.
We'll get it all figured out.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. There we go. Yeah, see, now you can see my boobs, everyone. That's really inspiring. Nia, thank you so much for being here, for listening to your heart to step into something a little different. And I know we've been kind of chatting around about you being on something with me, so I'm just honored. We're all honored that you're here.
Thank you, ladies. You ladies are brave enough to be on camera. Because I didn't, I'm in the middle of laundry and all this stuff. So,
well, yeah, we are brave. Who knows? Maybe we won't be soon. We don't know. Okay. Have a good day. We're going to thank you so much. Give her kisses. Remember? Kisses. Kisses, kisses, kisses. Thanks, Nia. Mute yourself, honey.
Smooches.
Okay, Pamela, I'm unmuting you. Well, you have to.
Okay, great. Yes. There we go.
Okay, introduce yourself, hon.
So, yeah, I'm Pamela Aubrey, and I currently live in Boise, Idaho. I just moved out here a year ago because Spirit brought me here. And I've met fabulous people here. And I just recently went to see Joan, actually. We met in person, so that was
a week ago.
Yes, a week ago. And amazing. And so I'm here because we started some miracles in motion, and we're going to keep them going. So I'm maintaining momentum. And I brought my friend Everett with me. And he's from Boise as well.
Welcome.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, Everett. Welcome.
How are you all?
There's a man. We like when there's a man in the house. What's your miracle, Everett?
My miracle is I'm starting a new online business, and it's a big shift for me. So I'm interested in that process and getting that accomplished.
Well, very good, because you know what? The consciousness, the web is a consciousness. And if you can learn to navigate this consciousness, your business online will just soar. People need you. All right, thank you so much for being with us. What about Nancy? Thank you, Pamela, for being here. And feel free. Yeah, okay. Thanks, Pamela.
Thank you.
Thank you for bringing your friend and for everything. All right, we're going to go to Nancy. Kisses for Pamela and for her friend.
Hey, Everett.
Everett, thank you. All right, Nancy, we're unmuting you, honey. You got to unmute yourself too. If you want to just put your energy in, I'm going to give you a second to hop on. Or I'm going to introduce you myself. I'll say there's a beautiful soul, Nancy. We haven't met her yet, but Spirit knows her. There you are. Good.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm Nancy. I actually live in Banning, California. my goal is to actually be there in person. So I that's why I'm driving. I was at church this morning, and it was traffic and just other directional things here going on. So you'll probably see me in about 30 minutes, God willing.
Perfect.
Nice.
Can't wait to meet you. All right. That's why you were in your car. How did you
Yeah.
find this event, Nancy?
How did I find it? Well, perhaps it found me. I I don't know. It was listed on Eventbrite, and I was looking at something else, and you know how sometimes they show the other events
Right.
going on. So I think it found me. But the reason why it kind of resonated with me is because I need some miracles. So sorry for getting emotional, but I'm dealing with a chronic illness right now. So I need a miracle for healing and financial and some direction for my destiny. And I was just kind of curious based on the description of what you had described the event to be about. So I'm just here with an open mind.
Wow. Okay, so that might move me to tears, Nancy, just so you know, because we're near banning right now. I'm sure I passed banning to get here. So number one, you're a local, and Spirit grabbed you, and so I believe that everyone's here because you were meant to be here, and it's the right time for you to be here.
And since you're coming up, the best way to get to my house, you're going to see the community lodge on the right, and then a box, lots of mailboxes on the left on Kirkus, and that's the Kirkus you turn on, and you just go straight down and come up the stairs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
There is a
okay.
big sign, Nancy, that says Healing Hearts. Okay, she's going to get the signs and put them back up, but there's two Kirkus. The first Kirkus you don't turn. I made the mistake of turning and had to go ring the doorbell, and apparently people do that all the time. Okay? All right.
Okay.
Good.
You can mute me again because my nerve system will be on. So
Okay. All right, great.
Thank
Ciao. Bye.
Thank you, Nancy.
Nancy and Pamela, Everett, and Nia, yes. Okay. And my short-term memory, guys. All right, but I know what I'm doing. So let me introduce myself a bit and the whole concept of why we're doing this. I'm Dr. Joan Hamgarter, also known as Joan of Angels. Joan of Angels for the art, Joan of Angels for the work that I do in helping people remember why they are, who they are, not why. Why they exist. Okay, so screen sharing has stopped. Why? Okay, we're going to go back to screen sharing, guys, as we start there. Good. I'm going to go with this so that you have a sense of what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to move this right there. Good. So this is really good. Okay, so I don't actually want to talk to you guys so much anymore. I want to love on my people here too.
Well, we get you.
Okay, all right. So when we talk about miracles, all right, we and everyone's talking about today, what do we want? Financial miracles. We want health miracles.
Well-being.
We want well-being miracles, spiritual miracles, more clients online miracles, more clients in the hand, being able to have a flow going that's much easier. But beyond all that, I find is the real desire to do what you came here to do and to let go of what is keeping us from not accomplishing those things, so that when we're in stress, when we're in financial stress or emotional stress or physical stress, we're actually not open and able to receive the shift in the energy. So I want to talk a little bit about what I think. Oh yeah. So the reason I talk about all this is, yes, I lost everything in 1998. My kids and I was a very successful chiropractor, and I was injured, couldn't practice anymore. Put this over here. God, this is the wrong spot. Now it's the wrong spot. We're going back here. Okay, good. Now you can all see me too. You don't need to see everyone else. Okay, so and I can get back into my groove. And so I've been a very successful chiropractor, very much used to doing masterminding and brainstorming, very much used to working with people to shift into what we're here to do, why we're here to do it, where are we going, and always operating at a very peak level. And then suddenly I was injured and I could no longer practice, and my kids and I ended up losing everything. Homeless, at the food bank, lost everything. So we lost our confidence, we lost our self-esteem, we lost our ability to be the change. I'm looking at this sign. We lost our ability to be the change, to be the leader, to even show up. And so when we we lost our confidence that beautiful things are possible for us, that success, miracles, well-being, happiness are really for us. And so my kids came to me and they said, Mommy, they were 8 and 10. I don't even know how we began because it's fuzzy in my head, but we started every night and we were camped out at my sister's house. I was so despaired. Like, how did I go from having everything to nothing? And we would hold hands and start chanting the Om chant, which I still don't know how my daughter and son knew that chant. And we would start to ask Spirit for what we wanted and what our dreams were. And the kids wanted what? Pool, tennis court, fun things, new clothes, to travel. But seriously, we sat every night and started to visualize what we wanted and what we would do once we had this and once we restored ourselves in our life. So my daughter, a beautiful 10-year-old, said, well, Mom, when we restore our life, can we then turn around and help everyone else? Wow. And save all those little children from being hungry. Really moved us to tears. So they came up with the name. We Need Miracles. We'll call ourselves the Miracle Makers Club. And we proceeded to actually talk a lot about the Miracle Makers Club and use that to raise our energy and focus. And so the more we focused, the more we learned to actually literally raise our vibration to get what we wanted. And lo and behold, our life did change. All right, so we formed the Miracle Makers Club, and we started to look at the different kinds of tools that would work to shift our life. So shifting your life and raising your consciousness is more than just a word. It's like, how do we really do that? And what does that really mean? Well, so we started to look at what is it that we wanted, okay, besides the beautiful house, okay, or the new house, because we didn't have anything then. But what is it that our hearts really wanted? And what we realized more than anything is that we wanted to not just be happy, but we wanted to share our gifts with the world, which is just what Dawn is saying and Canella is saying, and Cindy says she has her beautiful healing hut up here, and she doesn't want to sit up here alone. She wants people who need her to come and work and be here, and Dawn, and we all have these special gifts, and we require ourselves to sort of share that with the world and believe in ourselves. And so the tools to the miracles became, okay, what is it? What's my purpose? What's your purpose? What are you really here to do? Are you here to hold space? Like one of the beautiful things Canella said was, I'm here to just, people are happy when they're in my presence. Well, that is huge. To let that be enough, that my light is so strong that people are healed by my presence. That's what Cindy said the moment we walked in. She just wants you to get out at the gate, okay, after that drive that left me like this. She wants you to get out at the gate and just know from the second you open that gate that your heart has led you home here for healing. And so that's part of being in that miracle pathway, that miracle toolkit. Like Nancy, you knowing you needed a shift, and you found us on Eventbrite. Probably not an accident. You probably You know, it's not an accident. And that's the most amazing miracle of all, that when we meet these new people, or we, like even Pamela showing up at my house. I met Pamela online a few years ago. I disappeared offline. Pamela didn't, obviously. But when I showed back up, she showed back up. And lo and behold, on a drive from San Diego to where she lives, she stopped off at the house. And we had our miracle connection. It was like we had met each other before, old souls, knowing that. And so, and yet I've never met her. I've never met any of you. So the threads that connect us are part of the miracle activation and the miracle awakening. And so what we're doing right now is literally coming together very subtly in a way that it changes where we're going. So the keys to miracles, you know, what is it we're looking at? And so I always come up with this about miracles, like what is a miracle? So there are major miracles. Of course, we all know about major miracles that save you from a car accident, or you walk away where you should have been dead and you walk away, or an angel came and pushed you. So a very interesting thing, like a few years ago, Tom, who is on Coast to Coast, George Norrie, he's the producer, he had told me to keep calling him to be on his show, to be on George Norrie's show. So every Thursday I would call him like clockwork and say, hi Tom, why are you calling me? You told me to call me, you. Why? So that I can be on the show. It was pretty horrific. And so one Thursday, we did this 3 Thursdays in a row. And one Thursday I got this message, no, don't call him at 6, Joan, call him at 7. So I listened to I always listen to my guides. So I called him at 7. And right before I called him, I let out this yell. I'm going to be on George Norrie. Don't ask me where the yell came from. It wasn't me. I'm alone in the house, by the way. And I called Tom. And Tom stops, like, it's just like almost like, well, why are you calling? And then all of a sudden he stopped and he said, oh my God. And he said, Joan, he said, it's a good thing you called me. He said, I was actually almost in a near-death collision at 6 o'clock tonight, less than an hour ago. I almost hit this woman, a little old lady who was crossing in a wheelchair. Okay, he said, I almost and he said, I swear an angel came and pushed me away. Now, guess what he did at that next moment? The phone goes quiet, okay? And I could literally, if he had an appointment book in front of him, I could see he was like looking for an appointment. It was like, wait a minute. Can you do Sunday, May 6th? George won't be on, but can you do it? Can you do it? And I know that it was the synchronicity of the timing. So those messages, by the way, when we clear our field and we start to listen to what those messages, like Dawn saying her guide brought her here. My guides brought me here. In fact, everything I do is about that. So that's kind of starting to climb onto this miracle path. Think of your life right now up to date as maybe a record. The old-fashioned records, these girls probably know it, the 78s and the 45s. I don't know about you. 33s, right. Okay. All of those old-fashioned records, well, I remember that very vividly. And if you had a record that you listened to a lot, the needle would start to scratch at some point and cut out a groove. And then if you continue to listen to it anyway, at some point you couldn't get it out of the groove. And that's kind of like our life. Sometimes our life is like this record. And we find ourselves unconsciously, because we're stressed or we're worried or we're in this state of, uh-oh, I need help. And we're in this groove and we're running around on a track and we can't get out. So part of shifting our intentions now is going to be to actually get us out of that groove. We're not going to put you in a new groove because there's unlimited potential. And we don't want to make your next groove, even if it's a miracle makers, we don't want it to stick you into any formulation. So manifesting, so when we break down the word miracle, we're manifesting our intentions, but also our inner reality, what's in our heart. Now, what's in my heart right now is I wish I had brought my magic wand because, oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Oh, my God, there's similarities to my wand.
Gorgeous.
But it's got the two sides. Mine had a gorgeous wand.
His name is Merlin.
Oh my goodness, hi Merlin.
So,
Oh, you can go first.
do I have permission, Merlin,
You're okay? I feel
to work with you? Yeah, so if with my magic wand, I notice I can't say if, but with this magic wand, then waving it to create our intentions of creating a new reality so that each of us gets the reality that they're asking for, shifting into and accepting. All right, so I even have it written here, awakening, activating, so we can be charging our light energy, charging our love vibrations. Why? I'll tell you why. Do you remember the law of attraction? Of
Yes.
course you do. The secret. Everyone talks about the law of attraction. So that says what we think about is what we get. So what are thoughts? Thoughts are like ordering ham and eggs in the restaurant. We had ham and, well, we didn't have ham, but we had eggs. You go in, you ask the waiter to bring you your ham and eggs, and you expect ham and eggs. Okay? You don't expect salami and baked potatoes. You expect ham and eggs. You ordered it. So when we ask the universe to provide for us, and we go, I'm so sick, but I'm so worried I'm not going to get better. I need to pay my rent. I need money, but I'm worried I won't have it. So every caveat of what we want, the thought that we're putting out, and if you think of a thought as real, because they are, people who see energy can see the thoughts outside of you. I have this crazy ability to sort of see things. It's like you were just thinking about it and it shows up as a container for me. So thoughts are real. So if you're putting out your thought and it's not clear and it says, and so Spirit says, oh, that girl really likes to be in stress because every month she says, help me pay the rent. I need help. I need help. So we're going to keep her in that state of always needing help. So shifting our words is extremely important in everything. And I learned this as a chiropractor. My patients would come in and they'd go, my boss is a pain in the neck. Hate my boss. He's a pain in the neck. Well, what do you think I had to treat them for? Right?
Pain in the neck.
Yeah, the pain in the neck. Or then they'd come in the next week and they'd say, I just got fired. How did that happen? Well, because you put out the pain in the neck. You don't think your boss intuitively gets that. So, okay, so Cindy's going to go and bring our Nancy in.
Okay.
And we'll just take a second to breathe her in. We'll probably get her off of the Zoom. Oh, yes, she's still got her Zoom on. She's probably listening to us as we come up.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, does this make sense? I should see and open the chat room to see if there's any questions. Or raise your hand if you have a question. I don't see, lower hand. I don't know if I can even see questions. Can't see questions quite at this moment. Okay. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that goes hand along with the second component that we discovered. And I did write a book about it, The Miracle Makers Club, and outlined all of the steps to actually shift into the miracle wave and walking on this miracle pathway, what that looks like, okay? So being prepared, by the way, and writing down why you need a miracle. So take a moment right now, and what are your miracle intentions? So my team over here, what are your miracle intentions? And it's committing to it. I commit. So if I were this one on the right here, Dawn, she's committing because she told us she wants to stay in the valley. She wants to build a business or a career of certain types that are here. That's her intentions. So, and Canella has strong intentions. I have strong intentions. My intentions, by the way, are to fulfill my destiny, which is to help people launch miracles, shift their vibration, change their energy, and help be part of the change on the planet. To help remember why you're here and to help celebrate your special gifts. So that's my miracle intentions of how we're doing this. So this is fun. I've never quite done in person and online before.
That's pretty nice, huh? That's not her. Can she hear you?
I guess she is. Nia, that wasn't you. Nancy, rather. Nancy, can you hear me? I'm unmuting you, Nancy, if you're close.
Okay.
Are you
Hang
close?
on.
Are you close, honey? Nancy?
It's bad cell service.
Yeah, I know it is. Okay. Well, we know we're looking for you. Okay?
Okay.
You're
All right.
I can hear you now.
I'm not tech savvy, but I don't know if you can hear me or not.
We just heard you.
Just tell her to come up the steps.
Just come up the stairs through the gate and we're in the little cottage.
Oh, I'm not there yet.
Okay, but just listen quietly and we're doing good. Okay, good. All right. So miracle intentions, take a look at what your miracle intentions are. And I've been learning the same thing, like for instance, in everything I do. What is it you want to accomplish today? What is it you want to do in this group? What is you want your day to look like? Because I find that if I sit and spend 5 minutes outlining where I want to go, as opposed to having it hit me, as opposed to always having to put out fires instead of being on a track of moving forward. So your miracle intentions, guys, just imagine I'm sitting here and I'm in your head and helping you right there, okay?
And this little building is a miracle.
That is true. That is. You want to tell us?
Yeah. I used to go to Joan processions, and I was selling homes in Desert Hot Springs.
Oh.
And I would tell her, I'm like, this isn't where I want to be. Like, my roots are in this land right here. This is where I want to be. And I want to have a healing hut, and I want to have people coming up, and I want it to be called Healing Heart Sanctuary. So we started with the little building, and it just grew from there. And so I've had events here, and people come for sessions, and so this is a miracle. This was manifested. So
it is a miracle.
Great.
And one of the things I love, it was so beautiful to come up and see all the art, because I have not been here before. And so to have a chance to do that. Okay, so I really want to give you guys some concrete tools so that you can, so the step one, all right, why are you here? To really think about it. What is it your special gifts are? Oh, there's Nancy. Hi, Nancy. We're going to see you soon too. Okay, so why? Now, this is really for me to stop playing small. I have known, and I'm going to share with you this, I'm 70 years old. Every few years, I get kicked in the butt. When I was 30, I was shown what I'm here to do, which was to heal and inspire millions of people. I was on the stage, and the angels, and they sang, and this was my mission. You're here to heal and inspire millions of people. All of that was great. And then I move forward, and I lose everything. Okay, so do you think I was, I couldn't do very much except to crawl to my kids and say, how do we help each other? How do we, rebuild? But years later, all right, again, the second time, I was told that I was going to lose everything again because I still didn't get about playing in the real world. It's easier, guys, to play small than to play big. So several years ago, I came to California and I had a reading, a nice palm reader, and he looked at me and he said, oh, well, you were supposed to be famous and do all this stuff. You haven't done it yet. Well, nothing's worse than having your psychic or fortune teller tell you you didn't do it, okay? So that was just, and then he wanted to, of course, so that happened. That was a few years ago. And then July 1st of this year, I went to a human design person. I was supposed to be doing readings. No one showed up, so we did readings for each other. And this human design guy does this whole reading for me. And at the end, he says, do you know what your purpose is? And of course, I want to hear it from someone else. And he said, oh, yeah. He says, your purpose is to start a movement. You're going to work with many people. You're supposed to start a movement. So I didn't know if my heart was going to stop or just, sink again. And then he says, it's going to be very hard. It's really not an easy thing to do. That's why you had to go to the desert and, listen to your guide. Then he says, it's a consciousness movement. You're actually here to start a consciousness movement. So I left there. And I want you to know that that's why we are doing this work now. All right. We are doing this work because that message to me was I can no longer start playing small. I can no longer sit in my little sanctuary in the desert and turn off the computer and stop going online and go inside. It was time. People were telling me even by then, your destiny is to come out. So my message to you is this: what are your unique gifts? To each of you, what do you do that's so uniquely you? And you know why that's important. I'm going to tell you why. Okay? Imagine that the earth, because it is a big orchestra. 8 billion souls are playing this orchestra, along with the rocks, the minerals, the crystals, the water, the fish, the birds. Everyone, everything has their sound. And when everything is vibrationally aligned, everything, the fish, the whales, the seals, you, me, the trees, the bears that are up here, when we're all aligned, now they don't have the same problem as human has because it's really us. But when we're aligned properly, then our vibration actually becomes our exact tone. Whatever that tone is, whatever Nancy's tone is, or Pamela's tone is, or Cindy's, that's your unique tone. Well, your unique tone and Nancy's unique tone and Canella's unique tone forms the orchestra. And so when the orchestra is finally in alignment, that's when the most tremendous shift on this planet, because that's when the Earth's celestial sound will be heard. And you could assume that right now, because most of us are not in alignment and harmony, that's part of the discord. So what's our first thing to do is how do we get into that natural harmony? And that's part of the work that I teach when I do my coaching, my clients. I teach people how do we shift our energy so that we can attune your antenna to the heavens so you can start to bring in your energetic download and start to remember and feel. So I think we're going to do a little bit of that. I'm feeling the need to do a little alignment. Less talk, more walk. All right, Nancy, you're just going to have to tune in while you're driving.
Don't close your eyes.
Really?
Okay, do not close your eyes. Okay? Do not. We are very responsible here. Okay?
We want you to get here.
We want to meet you. Cindy wants to meet you. And we want to take you all into this world. Okay, yes, because it's a beautiful container here. So let's everyone start. When I do online work, I do a lot of energy healing. And if everyone rubs your hands together, okay, Nancy, just do what you're going to do. Rub your hands together and feel the energy between your hands. And those of you who work with energy as energy healers know this. Okay? Ooh. Oh, they told me to put it around my ears for a change. Okay? So we're going to start the process a little different. Ooh, okay. So there's two different ways of doing this alignment. And usually I start going straight up and down, and we are going to do that one. But number one, start to imagine taking a deep breath in and breathing it out. And then again, taking a deep breath in and letting it all out, sending your roots down to the center of the earth. Good, 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 good. Sending them down, down, down. And one of the beautiful things about being down in the center of the earth is that I like to imagine it as a cave. Okay? Down there in the center, I put furniture. I have my friends. I have my chairs. The angels come down to visit with me there. And right now, I, in my imagination, are sitting with the three of us here and the three of you there. So we can actually all come together down the center of the earth. And the beauty of that is that when we send our antennas up, we can also send an antenna through London. We can send an antenna out through Syria. We can actually right now, and we will, continue to work with this light that's going to change a vibratory shift. So this is due to the fact that we're here in her healing center, that we're actually doing this particular work. It's some of the more advanced work that I was just told to bring out all of us. So sending our roots down to the center of the earth and continuing to breathe. And now let's imagine right now from the top of our crown going all the way up to the heavens is an antenna. It is your antenna. It is your very personal connection to source. And imagining this antenna that goes all the way up to the heavens, and then now bringing it down through your body, through your spine, and then down all the way up, down into the center of the earth. Good, and then bringing it up, and then down. Good, and then bringing this up, and then down. And this is part of the master healer switch I do, the vibrational alignment. So feeling it now with your right hand, I want you to literally, energetically start to align your antenna. You may even want to think of it and actually tune it up a little bit. There have been times that I've literally heard it clunk, as if it was clunking with my exact sound. Clunking into place, and meanwhile, feeling into that energy and feeling in a sense that that antenna now is pulling up your crown and pulling you up a little bit taller so that you're 3 inches, 6 inches taller, 12 inches taller, and pulling up that energy that goes all the way up to the heavens and then down. Good. And so this is part of the vibrational attunement. And Cindy's smiling, so I know that she can feel it. So now we're going to add something here that is a little bit more advanced work. But I kind of do this celestial flossing, but we're going to do it from our hearing. So one of the things about shifting into a consciousness of listening to spirit, all right, listening to their messages and their guides so that they can help you be aligned with what you came here to do, all right, is to be able to hear. And so in hearing, I want you to imagine that you have a little cord that's going through your ears. Okay, you can see me over there. And so we're going to pull it out to the right, twist and turn it to the left. Okay, when you do it in a healing session, it literally tickles. Okay, but literally tickles. Imagine it pulling out the grease, the grime, anything that's blocked in there. All right, allowing you to start to do your healing. Now I want you to imagine a horizontal line, and it's left is 0, right is 10. And I want you to see the clock hand and imagine on a scale of 1 to 10 exactly where your energy is now. I think I had it somewhere here, but to show you. No. Okay. But you can see it with me showing you. So on a scale of 1 to 10 right now, where is your energetics? What is it that's, and I have my beautiful 3. Where are you, Canella?
Oh, I'm
On a scale of 1 to 10, you're a 10 already. We have 10s already.
Oh, 100.
She's 100.
7.
She's a 7. Okay, well, she's oftentimes, guys, especially when I do it online, the answers I get are 3, 4, healing issues, wellness issues, money issues, relationship issues, where should I live issues, all of these things that distract us. So a 3, a 7 is all good because that's an accurate count of where you're at. And then we're going to look to see if we can move that because there's no judgment. It's just a measurement. You can move around, hon. Okay. Okay. So usually when I'm on Facebook, I can see the answers. Here, I can't see the answers. Okay. So letting go and imagining going back to our antenna, the kinds of things that we want to let go. So I like to do it with my pendulum. And we're going to all do it right now together. Good. So there's no light. Okay, there. Oh, that's interesting. I can bring the light or I can be in the dark. Okay, that's a metaphor for life.
Yes.
Right? Okay, that is a metaphor for life. Okay, so Mother, Father, God, we ask to let go of anything that doesn't serve. And as we do this, guys, you know, imagine letting go of anger, fear, worry, anxiety, things that could happen in the future, okay? Other people's opinions, disappointment, frustration, sadness, guilt, other people's judgments, opinions, comments about us, okay? I'm kind of so sick of other people's judgments. Joan's not friendly enough. Joan's not nice enough. You're not this.
It all goes back to them,
Yep.
who they are.
Yeah. Other people's family karma, your community karma. So letting go of all the worry about politics, okay? Letting go of all the worries about what's going to happen to our country, our community. Heck, what's going to happen next week with the fires here in California? Letting it all go, because we can't do anything. We can't do anything about that in the big picture. But what we can do, guys, is as we let go of this, we can start to raise our own vibrational frequency again. Why? Why are we raising our own vibrational frequency? Well, this is something very interesting to know. When your vibration, when you're in the consciousness of fear and worry, which is easy to be in, okay? Easy to get into fear and worry. Heck, driving up here, it's like, oh my God, am I going to fall off? All right, was that realistic? No, I was really far from the edge, but nevertheless, so getting rid of this fear and worry is important for several reasons, but one reason is that we attract it, okay? Yeah. So we attract what we worry about most of the time, because that's that law of attraction that doesn't quite help you realize you better refine your thinking before and stop resisting what you want. But it's the playing small and the fear of being seen. You know, here I am at 70, like 5 times told I'm supposed to do this work over my life. And like now I have to. You know why I have to, guys? Because I'm not sure. I'm 70. Like, okay, what am I going to be here at 95 doing this finally? I don't think so. Well, yeah, no, actually, that's not true. I will be.
You'll be way into it.
But I'll be way into it.
You'll have your tribe.
Yeah, hopefully I have my tribe. Hopefully you'll be part of my tribe, guys, and helping to carry forward the angel brigade and the energy of shifting yourself and the planet. But when you're working at the vibrational frequencies of 1, 2, and 3, so the scale is like this, and this is 5, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here, if you're here at a 3, and you're in the level of worry, fear, greed, scared, anger, hate, jealousy, guilt, then your frequency is so low, just so you know, that it actually will bring down the energy in a room. And that's when people might come over and really you're depressing them. Or the other thing happens is you dump it all on them. You feel better, they feel worse. All right. And when that happens, so you can imagine if you're in a job and half the people are in that lower frequency, the vibration is of a lower energy. And it's said that it's not until you have courage, the energy, the emotion of courage, that you start to move into more of a positive vibration. So some of this work of being seen doesn't mean you're going to be on the stage. It means that you're going to do your work. Being seen for what you do requires this shifting away. So when you're part of the problem when you're in the lower energies, but let me tell you what happens when you start to raise your frequency. When you start to move into the frequencies of 7, 8, 9, 10, your energy becomes so high that people will walk into your energetics, and like Cindy says here, you're healed. People would come in my chiropractic office and the healing began when you walked up the ramp with a feeling of, I am in the right place to let go of everything. So when we raise, the reason when people say, well, raise your vibration, it's a selfish thing. It really is, because when you raise your vibration, you, Pamela, you, Nia, you, Nancy, wherever she's gone to, all of us here will, and Everett, okay, thank you. And I apologize. I have to see it in front of me sometimes. But when we raise our vibration and we do it, we're doing it not just for ourselves, but for the people that are waiting for us. So I run a group every 2 weeks. It's called the Miracle Path, and it's a wonderful group. And we actually look at the things that keep us small. And the last time we were on the group, we were looking at this energy of what's it like when you're on so what is transformation about? Well, it's like going from this side to this side, okay? And running over the bridge. So here we are here. Where we want to go is over there. And there's a rickety bridge, very shaky, okay? Felt like I was coming up on it today, but that's how my energy goes. It's like, okay, but when you're on a rickety bridge, right, you look down and you could be immobilized or you'd want to crawl on your stomach to get to the other side or whatever it's going to take. But it takes confidence and courage, really, to run to the other side or to get there. So we're on the phone last week, and I realized that I saw huge tribes of people on the other side. And the people that I was seeing on the other side were like the people that were waiting for me, my tribes. They were all on the other side. The people in my group, their people were on the other side. I saw this mass of people, and they were cheering on each of us that were like getting brave enough to pick up our aura, okay, pick up our everything and go, okay, I'm going to do it and run. And why? Because they knew that if we could only get there, all right, and we can only plant our vibrational alignment there and then raise it high enough, look what we can do, all right? Then we use our gifts, our special gifts, and we raise the frequency and the vibration of where we are, our community, our friends, our people, our tribe, the clients that are waiting for us to be there. I can tell you, I watched Cindy for 2 years get ready to come here and stake her claim here full time, of her getting her strength ready to know that she can leave the real world, quote, to come to the Healing Heart Sanctuary and make it her sanctuary and call her tribe. Mm-hmm. And that the universe would take care of her calling her tribe to be here. So what kind of stake are you going to plant? Knowing. Or even watching here Dawn, who's saying she's hoping to plant her stake in the Coachella Valley, in the cannabis industry. Why? Because she has skills that will lift up the people, that will actually shift the way they're thinking and what they need and how they're going to operate. Or Canella, through her counseling and through her mermaid vision and her healing in the water, gives people a new sense of freedom. But if she doesn't get to the other side of the bridge to show it, no one's going to know it. Okay? No one's going to see her. So, literally pulling this. Now, I may only be speaking for myself because my blanket has been thicker than most of everyone's. All right? And the message I got, there's that scale. Look at that. See, I even put that scale right there. Yay. And so, once again, I had to be given that message. Like, here you think that, okay, well, Joan, she's known her mission since she was 30. Now she's like, 100 years into it. And she's already mastered it. No, here I am. Again, why? Because there have been times are you kidding? Get out there, be seen, call the angel brigade, do that work. They're going to kill me. They're going to massacre me. They're going to burn me at the stake. They're going to burn me at the stake or hang me by the neck or push me off the mountaintop. So I don't know about you, but most of the time I do hear it. We all have had those fears of being persecuted for what we believed. In our past life. Because truthfully, it's not a fiction. All right. So if you have any concept of that, you know that it took a lot of bravery to say yes to coming here this life. Just so you know, this is not an easy piece of cake, and it takes a lot of courage to come. And so, as I mentioned, July 1st, this reading I had really kicked my butt. You know, I was like, okay, again, you haven't done it yet. And he thought he was being funny. You know, it's like, well, and I'm being mortified. It's like, oh my God. Why? Because imagine going and telling your angels when you leave your body that it was too hard on the planet to do what you came here to do. Now, that's the final reason, guys. Just in case you're really interested, it's like, well, when you leave this planet and we do our review, you know, what are you really going to say? You're going to say, oh my God, planet Earth was so hard. I just couldn't get it going on. Now, there's nothing wrong in that. My very dear friend Brian passed, I don't know, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. And he was the final kick in my butt. And just like I'm being your final kick, guys, he was the final kick in my butt. Because he was due to my house. He was going to come, and he had taken one of my paintings, and he was coming with cash for me, very happy, loved cash. And he was coming to do all the honeydew things around my house and be my friend, and I got everything he would need to do the repairs. And then I sat and wait. 6:30 in the morning, I wake up, Brian's coming today. Is he really coming today? Well, he's supposed to come today. By 8:30, I knew he wasn't coming. And then I was crying because it was like the irony of this. And then I was mad. And then I was really mad. And then a few hours later, I kind of saw him. And I saw him, and he had died a day before. Didn't know this at the time, but he had died. He had actually had an overdose because he couldn't handle the planet. And he had taken an overdose the day before.
How old was he?
48, I think, or 52, something like that. And he was a man that, life was too hard. But after I walked around and got pissed, all right, because I was pissed. I was pissed that he did it to himself, pissed that he did it before he, I was like, well, couldn't you come pay me and then do it?
Yeah.
You know,
seriously.
pissed that I was like in greed myself. Like, how could you really think that, Joan? You know, like, really? Like, and I'm very transparent, guys. But I'll tell you what happened. Lord knows. So Brian from the other side, he walked in, he flew into my house. And I tell people, because this is true, my hiding place as a kid was the closet. And actually my hiding place as an adult is a closet. In fact, that's probably why I don't have one of those walk-in closets, because I'd have coffee and tea in there. Because I was so scared as a kid that I would hide in the closet. So my analogy is when I'm scared, I would hide in the closet. And so now I was so excited Brian was coming because I was launching my miracle program again because Spirit told me it was time. And I was getting scared, and now I'm upset he died. And it was like one of those reasons to maybe cancel. It was like, there he was. He was standing literally with a sword, looking like Archangel Michael in the heavens, okay, looking very fierce, and he had a burning sword. And this burning sword was in front of my closet. Okay? He said, you're not going back. So right now, guys, we're going to place a burning sword right on that bridge. All right? Because the only way through this is to get to the other side. What gifts do you have? And to celebrate who you are. Like, what are your special gifts? You know, we'll talk about it in here so you can get the groove on here. Name one of your special gifts that you do.
Nurturing.
Oh my God, she is. Just so you know, she fluffs your wings. Cindy, thank you.
I think same thing. I make people feel special and loved.
I love it. I love it. Dawn.
Can I pass? No. I know I'm very tolerant and accepting.
Okay. Now that tells us something when she was going to pass, just so you know. And Nancy's here. Come on in, Nancy. Yay. Okay, everyone. Nancy's here. We're almost in the same color. Oh, good. Okay, so she's going to join the little circle here. Okay, have you been tuned in? Okay, so name one of your special gifts. throwing her into the fire?
I mean, it's generic, it's people skills, but it's I know counseling's my background,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a interest in the area of healing, so spiritual and
Okay, so are you a good counselor?
yes,
Okay, tell us that. I'm a good counselor.
I'm a good counselor.
She's a good counselor. Okay, that's one of her special gifts. Not everyone's a good counselor. Okay, my special gifts. Let's see. What are my special gifts? I think I can make people feel good when I'm present. When I'm present. Okay, so let's see. I can unmute Pamela and Nia. Would you like to share? I'll give you a second. Pamela, you have a special gift?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Am I unmuted now?
Okay.
You're unmuted, honey.
Okay, great. Yeah.
You go first, Pamela.
Yeah, so one of my special gifts is energy healing and, really helping people remove energetic blocks and to give them messages. I actually receive a lot of intuitive messages in the morning, to be able to pass those messages along from their guides or, spirits that want to communicate with them.
Sweet. Okay. And that's very powerful. I love that. One of your special gifts. Thank you, Pamela.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Nia, your special gift.
Yes, hi. Okay, so I believe that I know I'm a great listener and I can share the peace that I have within my heart to everyone that I come across.
That's wonderful. Everett, thank you so much, Nia. Everett,
Thank you.
thank you so much. Yes. I felt the quiet, by the way, everyone quieted, and I felt everyone receiving that. Just so you know.
Yes, healing, physical healing.
Healing. That's one of your gifts is healing. People receive healing.
Physical healing, yes.
Sweet, sweet.
I'm also a chiropractor.
Oh, you're also a chiropractor. All right.
Yes.
I'm Dr. Joan, honey. So,
Yes,
so Pamela will give you my info. We'll talk a little bit more. Okay?
certainly. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Oh, Dr. Everett. Got it. Perfect. Nice to meet you, love. I always love
Thank you.
chiropractors. Well, I can already feel your vibration too. So also one of your special gifts, Doctor, I can feel it, Dr. Everett, is your hands. So everyone do this with me. Let's all, because everyone in this room here, and actually all of you said you have healing gifts and healing abilities. So I'm feeling that energy in your hands.
Goosebumps right now?
Yeah, I have goosebumps. Yeah, this is a very intimate experience. This is very different than doing this alone in my house, by the way, when I'm online with people tonight. And so those of you who've heard this presentation before, it's actually very different. Just breathe, just breathe. Yeah. I hear something.
Yeah.
All right. All right, so I'm going to take a deep breath. Hard to believe I've been talking so long. All right, so what's the point of all this? And the third, so I told you there were three real cool things I was going to tell you. I've told you two. I'm going to tell you the third is how to turn your visions into action. Okay, so a lot of my clients are always very shocked because I seem so airy-fairy, but honestly, I have a Capricorn rising, and so that makes me actually very grounded, and it also makes me a great researcher, and I'm very, very grounded in terms of the practicality, but my practicality is different. I like to look at, like, so here's the thing, if your dream, or so let's just take me at this moment, here I am, I'm going to be have a consciousness movement, start a consciousness movement. Oh God, what the heck does that look like, right? I was told it will happen before I die. Okay, so that gives me a clue. All right, got a certain amount of time. So take yourself to the top of the mountaintop. And what is mastery, guys? If you join me on Programs for Spiritual Mastery, it's this journey we take as we let go of everything that keeps us from ascending. and moving up higher in our frequency. So the ascension, the mastery is when you're really at the top of the mountain. Well, here we are at the top of Healing Hands. We're at the top, okay, in a sense here. But if you look at the top and then you look down, okay, what did it take for me to get here? What were the action steps that it took to do the business here in Coachella Valley, or be the healer, or to have your mermaid visions manifest? What will it take for you to do it? And what did it take for you to do it? So mine got kind of easy, because then it went, how do I go from this consciousness movement? What's it going to be? And so I imagined myself at the top. All the people are down there below me, right? Down there pretty far. And well, what did I do? I showed up. All right. You make a map and you go backwards. Okay. You showed up. You did your events. You met the certain kinds of people. You did your television. You did this and that. And you work backwards into what those concrete steps were that took you from down here to right back up here. And those are very, very powerful. And then you have to consciously also work on a daily basis with your personal vibration on whether or not you've been able to shift it from the 7 to the 8 to the 9 to the 10. And that's the alignment of body, mind, and spirit. Because nothing's worse than, and this has happened to me the last 2 years a lot, all set to go, and then I'm hacked, or I get sick, or my body doesn't support me, or that fear thing, and I really almost took the computer back into the closet. So what is it, that keeps you from doing it? And so this year got really loud and clear that you haven't done it again. As someone sent to tell me, a few people sent to tell me, and then my beloved Brian, who now has a permanent place in front of that closet. Okay? All right. You got that? So now, what is going to be moving you forward? And that's the whole point. So in your consciousness now, the goal of today was to help you see a vision of going from where you are to where you want to be. And that's the purpose of a lot of the work I do, the coaching, the miracle path coaching. I do my soul awakening sessions, and I do a combined soul awakening and a power on session to teach you how to shift your energy so you can remember who you are, so you can actually turn on this energy and really get into gear with your action steps. So that is one of the actions from this, and really offering that up for anyone who's interested in really learning how to do that. Also, we can begin with what I call the miracle breakthrough. And this is for Nancy too, if you're interested in a miracle breakthrough session where we can look at what's going on for you and what it would take for you to want to be the change you want to see in the world. Okay? She has everything I need here. Right?
Yeah.
To be the change you want to see in the world. So do these tools work? Yeah, they do. Everyone on our Miracle Path group is having a shift, slowly but steadily. And we get halfway on that bridge, and then we look down, we go, oh my God, it's too hard. And then we look at each other and we remember, oh, this is why I want to do it. And these are the reasons I'm doing it. This is my mission. And so focusing in the morning when you wake up, what am I here to do? What do I want to accomplish? Why? Doing my daily affirmation. So what's a daily affirmation? How about this one? I'm a magnet for miracles. Let's try this one on for size. I am a magnet for miracles. I'm going to unmute all of you. Okay, I want to hear everyone. It's kind of fun having all the controls here. Okay. Mia, did I unmute you?
Yes.
Okay. All together now. I am a magnet for miracles. Again, I am a magnet for miracles. Okay. Oh, that's so cool. We can hear you. It was like a celestial chorus. It sounded like thousands of people in the background. All right. Now I want everyone to imagine. Now remember, we had that meter. Regardless where your energy is on that meter, I want you to literally turn it up to a 10. Physically, if you have to take a dial and turn it up to a 10, do that. And then take an angel clip and clip it to a 10. And now repeat after me. I am a
miracle master for miracles.
Did you say you're a master? Wait. A master miracle maker. Oh, I like that. Wait, let's all be master miracles. Who wants to be a master miracle maker? Yes. So let's shift our energy. I am a master miracle maker. So guys, I had some people last week, because I did this last day online, and on Wednesday morning, my email was filled with all these comments. Like one woman, Joan, I needed financial miracles. What happened to her? It was great. She texted me. I think I did a miracle breakthrough with her. No, or it was, I'm not sure if she had the breakthrough or it was just the class. But she told me the next morning she got 2 job offers, 2 projects, because she was a project person, a legal person, and she got 2 projects. And my friend Randy did this, and he got $5,000 wired into his PayPal account the first time he heard this. So I don't know what your miracle is going to be, right? But expect miracles. Now, when we raise this vibration, we're going to do one more thing. Tuning back in as we close, you're going to send your roots down the center of the earth, your antenna up into the heavens. And I want you to imagine now that antenna is radiating energy. It is like a lighthouse, and it is radiating energy around, and it is connecting to my antenna. My antenna is connecting. You guys are all here connecting to this antenna in the Healing Heart Sanctuary. And we are connecting to Nia. We are connecting to Everett. We are connecting to Pamela, antennas, wherever you are, magnifying it 1,000-fold. And that, my loves, gave me. So again, it's not that easy it's easier to do your masterminding and to work in a group to raise your energetic frequency. One of the ways that I keep my energy really going now is I do my daily miracle template, where I write down everything that was good, including any checks that arrive. Oh my God, last night I went into the bathroom of this restaurant and 5 women came in and attacked me. They attacked me by telling me I was they loved my hair, they loved my dress, they loved everything about me, and I actually got it on video, and I spared you to watch it because I said I need to remember that was amazing. 5 women came in to tell me I was beautiful, so I wouldn't forget it. Okay, that is amazing. So guys, capture the miracles every day. It could be a miracle of a parking spot. It could be a miracle that everything went well. Okay, there were no glitches today. All right, I pulled it off effortlessly. That, my guys, is also a miracle.
I read something that really helped me. More money was I expect money to come from everywhere, from the north, from the east, to the mailbox, to my bank account. Money comes.
Can you lead us in that? Okay, let's do that together with Cindy. Okay.
So I expect money.
I expect money
to come from all directions.
To come from all directions.
From the north to the south.
From the east to the west.
To the east to the west. To my mailbox.
To my mailbox.
To my bank account.
To my bank account.
And in all different directions, I expect money to come to me.
In all different directions, I expect money to come to me. And so it is. I have goosebumps. All right, guys. All right. So if there are any questions here? All right. Any questions there? Yes, no?
No.
Okay, good. So I'm so happy that you guys were here. First of all, I'm so happy to be here in the sanctuary. This is the first Zoom event live streamed here, and for years I've been seeing Cindy. I've never been here, but I saw her at the top of the mountaintop. We just candidate, so this is like a dream come true.
But Joan,
Yes.
I wanted to share just a little bit about when I was there at the sanctuary with you.
Okay, yes, Pamela, go ahead.
Yeah, and just, you know, for everyone to have sort of an awareness, because, of course, as Joan said earlier, you know, we've never met each other, but literally the moment I walked in the door to her sanctuary, I just started to cry. And just the spirit and, you know, the presence in that place was so amazing and powerful. And the work that Joan did with me was truly miraculous. And fortunately, we recorded that so that you know, I would have that really forever to hear. But it was just truly just indescribable. The way that she was able to help me to activate my energy, and how you know, even the birds and the insects were like participating in the experience. It was just incredible. And so I just wanted to share that for people to have a little bit of a sense of the power that goes along with this kind of activation that you're talking about.
Thank you so much. I don't know if you saw, Pamela, but Cindy's house too is filled with this art. And it's just such a hot. She has one of the little ones in the corner there.
The orange.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. And I don't know, you know, if you guys saw Joan's post, but for when I was there, but I actually found one of my own animal spirit guide while I was there.
And meet Canella, because she has the pink giraffe.
Yes. It says
Wonderful.
And Cindy says expect miracles.
That's what's on the artwork.
Yeah. Do you want to bring it over here so they can see it? They don't have to. Yeah. That's true. So none of this artwork is actually so easily available, but you can always get it from me. So expect a miracle.
Oh, yes. And I've seen that one. I've seen that one before.
Yeah, you have. That was one of the first paintings I ever sold, actually, the fairies in the garden. So I just want to get back to, okay, expect miracles. Reach out to me if you want your miracle breakthrough, or you have any questions, or you want to continue this, knowing more about this path. You all know that Cindy's up here. None of you are close enough to Cindy except Linda. And yeah. Oh yes. What else did I want to tell you? Two other things. Yes. So just want to leave you with the following. You can find me on Facebook, guys, at Joan of Angels, and I have a new group, 420 Spiritual Living. Doesn't mean you're going to smoke online or anything like that, guys. I want to dispel that myth. 420 Spiritual Living is really a state of consciousness, with higher consciousness, with a resonance. And of course, it's trendy in Coachella Valley, but teaching people how to drop the new wave. Actually, but it's still called 420 Spiritual Living. So you'll be seeing articles on that group. For my group, I've been writing once a week. Magazine, and what else? That's about it. Okay, so there you have it. Thank you very much. Here's the planet. We want to send those miracles to our planet, and we want to see our planet vibrating at a 10, or a global trillion, gazillion, 8 billion harmonies, all in harmony. Can you imagine if you've ever heard the celestial sounds? You would be blown away of what the sound would do. And our mission loves. All right, so sending you love and light from the mountaintop. Ciao. I'm going to say goodbye. So everyone, I expect miracles. And
Expect miracles.
Pamela, guys, I want you to see how pretty she is. She's a cute honey bunny. All right, let's see Everett. Put it on. See his face.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Okay, and Nia, thank you very much, all. Have a fantastic everything. Okay. Oh wait, there were
Thank
chats.
you, gentlemen and ladies.
Oh, I did an activation for her. Makes sense. All right, I love everyone. Don't go into the closet and have a great ciao.
Have a great week.
Oh, my
Ciao.
favorite. Ciao. Bye, Nia.
Yeah.